You were the child who didn't cause trouble, the one who didn't ask for much, the one who learned early that silence was safer than expression. You watched more than you spoke. You felt more than you showed. And somewhere along the way, you became invisible. Not because you wanted to disappear, but because disappearing felt like survival. Here is the paradox no one ever explains to you. What once protected you is now quietly hurting you. As a child, your silence kept the peace. It prevented conflict. It made adults' lives easier. It made you mature for your age. But as an adult, that same silence turns into hesitation, emotional distance, a chronic feeling of being unseen, even when surrounded by people. You don't speak unless spoken to. You don't ask unless necessary. You don't take up space unless invited. And yet, inside, your mind never rests. This is the dark truth of the silent child. You learned to disappear externally, so you could survive internally. And now, you're exhausted from holding your breath in a life that demands your voice. The silent child is not a personality type. It is a trauma adaptation. Psychologically, this archetype forms in environments where emotional expression feels unsafe, ignored, or burdensome. Not always abusive, often subtle, often quiet. Let's name what actually happened. 1. Emotional neglect. This isn't about what was done to you. It's about what wasn't done. No one mirrored your feelings. No one asked, "What do you need?" Your emotions were tolerated, not welcomed. So your nervous system learned a dangerous equation. Expression equals risk. Silence equals safety. 2. Hypervigilance. Your body became a radar. You learned to read microexpressions, tone shifts, unspoken moods. Your nervous system stayed activated, scanning for danger, disappointment, rejection. This lives in the amygdala and keeps the stress response online long after the threat is gone. You don't relax, you monitor. 3. Avoidant or anxious avoidant attachment. You crave connection, but fear the cost of being seen. So you become emotionally self-sufficient. Not because you don't need people, but because needing feels unsafe. You learned, if I don't ask, I won't be disappointed. If I don't speak, I won't be rejected. 4. Parentification. Often, the silent child becomes emotionally responsible for others. You became the listener, the peacekeeper, the one who didn't add weight to already heavy rooms. You learned to hold others before anyone learned to hold you. Over time, this shapes identity. Your sense of self becomes built around absence, not presence. Here is the grief no one sees. You lost yourself before you ever met yourself. You traded authenticity for acceptance, expression for safety, need for neutrality, and you did it so early. You forgot it was a choice. Carl Jung warned, the greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of the parent. The silent child carries not only their own unmet needs, but the emotional weight of the entire room. You learn to be small, not weak, small. You learn to disappear in plain sight. And the pain isn't loud. It's quiet. It's chronic. It's invisible. It shows up as feeling disconnected from joy, difficulty resting without guilt, a sense that life is happening around you, not through you. Seneca wrote that suffering often comes not from pain itself, but from the meaning we assign to it. The silent child assigns this meaning. My needs are too much. My presence is optional. My voice is dangerous. And so you live half expressed, half felt, half known. Rilke once said, the purpose of life is to be defeated by greater and greater things. But you were defeated too early, by silence before you ever had language. If you were the silent child, you might notice these patterns now. 1. Relationships. You attract emotionally unavailable people. Because distance feels familiar. You listen more than you speak, give more than you receive, stay longer than you should. Boundaries feel like betrayal. 2. Career and visibility. You overperform quietly. You under-advocate. You hope being useful will earn recognition, instead of asking for it. You fear visibility more than failure. 3. Self-worth. Your value feels conditional. You feel worthy when you are needed. You are helpful. You are low maintenance. Rest feels undeserved. 4. Emotional regulation. You suppress first, process later. You intellectualize feelings. You rationalize pain. You stay composed until you collapse in private. 5. Identity confusion. You struggle to answer. What do I want? Because no one asked you that when it mattered. 6. Chronic loneliness. Not the absence of people, but the absence of being known. All of these are not flaws. They are coping mechanisms. And coping mechanisms can be unlearned, but only with awareness, only with compassion, only by choosing presence over protection. Healing does not mean becoming loud. It means becoming real. Here is where healing begins. 1. Inner child work. You don't shame the silence. You think it kept you alive. Now you teach it that safety exists in expression. 2. Nervous system regulation. Stillness without vigilance. Rest without apology. Your body must learn that calm is not dangerous. 3. Shadow work. You reclaim the parts you buried. Anger, need, desire, voice. Not to unleash them, but to integrate them. 4. Softness over survival. You stop proving your worth through absence. You allow yourself to take up space, slowly, imperfectly. And remember this, you were never meant to disappear. You were meant to arrive. As Jung said, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. The goal is not to be fixed, but to become whole. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who learned to survive quietly. Like, subscribe, stay. Your voice was never the problem. The world just didn't listen soon enough.